After the rain, the world stands still. A puddle forms where the ground once spilled. He stops and gazes, his reflection shakes. The surface ripples, each drop it makes. In the water's gaze, the world's soft hum. Moments fade, and then they come. A smile in the blur, a truth that's clear. The fleeting dance of life appears. The mirror wavers, no edge, no line. He sees himself in the rain's design. A soft reflection caught in the flow, a gentle reminder that all things go. In the water's gaze, the world's soft hum. Moments fade, and then they come. A smile in the blur, a truth that's clear. The fleeting dance of life appears. No sorrow here, no fear of time, just quiet peace in this rhythm sublime. Every drop a story, every reflection a sign of impermanence, gentle and divine. Away, but the puddle remains, a moment captured in gentle rain. And the water still whispers as it fades from sight. All things change, but they leave a light. Lies empty in the pale afternoon. Sand smooth where footsteps fade quickly. A child kneels near the waterline, finding a shell shaped by patience and salt. She lifts it carefully to her ear, holding her breath, as if the sea might notice and speak more clearly. Inside the shell, a hush begins to move. Then a low song unfolds. It sounds like waves far from sight, traveling across nights and moons. The child's eyes widen, knowing this this is not silence at all, but distance made audible, a story folded small. Seashell echo, listen, hear the ocean call your name. In its hidden song, the heart learns how far it can dream. She turns slowly, shell still pressed close, letting the sound guide her thoughts. The beach disappears, replaced by imagined sails, islands rising from mist. Roots only water remembers. The sea inside the shell hums gently, as if saving these journeys just for her. She feels movement without motion, travel without leaving the sand. The shell grows warm in her hand, alive with possibility. Each breath she takes seems to sink with the distant tide, pulling her forward into futures not yet drawn. Seashell echo, listen, return to the truth in the sound. The ocean keeps its promises for those who pause and hear closely. Every wave carries a road, every sound hides a horizon. Listen long enough, and the sea begins to plan with you. She lowers the shell as the song fades, but the feeling remains. The ocean stretches wide before her, quiet, knowing, patient. She smiles softly, aware that something has been given. Not a map, not a demand, but an invitation. As the tide breathes in and out, the child walks along the shore, dreams moving beside her like unseen companions. The shell rests in her pocket now, holding echoes of waves and wonder, and the certainty that somewhere ahead the ocean is keeping secrets meant to unfold, exactly when she is ready to follow them. Dusk settles low on the warm sand, and a child lies beneath a tall palm, back pressed to earth that still holds the day's heat. Above, the leaves sway in slow conversation, green fingers combing the sky, as the wind slips secrets between them. The world feels wide, yet safely close. child listen without trying to understand. Ears open, heart wider still. Each rustle sounds like a memory returning. Stories of rains that once washed the dust clean, of seasons when clouds arrived gently and left the land breathing easier. The palm remembers and it speaks, whispering palm leaves overhead carry the wind's old stories whole in their voice. The child learns how calm is past from earth to breathe. Eyes close as the light fades amber, and imagination takes the long road. The leaves become storytellers, weaving tales of thunder far away, of rivers swelling and resting again, of nights when the land slept deep and unafraid. The child floats inside those sounds, held by nothing but rhythm and trust. Crickets begin their low conversation, joining the palm in evening prayer. The breeze slows, touching the child's face like a promise. No questions rise, no worries knock, only the steady feeling that this moment knows how to last. Whispering palm leaves overhead teach the body how to rest. Return to the truth in the hush. Peace lives where listening begins. Wind does not rush, leaves do not argue. Rain comes, rain goes, and the earth remains. Close your eyes and learn the same. Night settles fully now, stars blinking awake one by one. The child breathes slow beneath the palm, calm sinking into bone and thought alike. The leaves continue their quiet language, unconcerned with time, untroubled by tomorrow. Wrapped in their murmur, the child drifts toward sleep with a feeling that will linger, a gentle certainty that peace is real, that it can be heard, and that it waits patiently for anyone willing to lie still and listen. copper, palm leaves lean close, speaking low. Wind carries names of rains long gone, water that once healed cracked earth. Eyes closed softly, breath grows wide, time loosens its grip, listens to. The leaves say patience is a language learned by soil, not by clocks. They tell of seasons that broke and returned, of clouds that vanished then kept their word. Small hands trace patterns in sand, circles inside circles, nothing rushed. The body learns what the mind forgot, how calm arrives without command. Whispering palm leaves teach me how to breathe, not as escape but as grounding truth. In your moving shade I feel the line between what I am and what is mine. Whispering palm leaves bend and rise, carry the sky in your open spine. Your quiet lesson enters deep, a calm that stays, a calm that keeps. Footsteps echo far beyond the yard, drums from hills where elders chant. Now your bingy heartbeat under the air, calling memory back to bone. The child hears more than words now, hears land speaking through skin. Stories of drought and sudden flood, balance written in living rhythm. Inside starts forming roots, not fear, not hunger, not demand. Just a steady knowing, firm and clear. Life moves slow when honored right. Palm shadows sway across the chest like hands offering gentle cover. Strength without fist, power without shout, resistance dressed as peace. Whispering palm leaves hold this ground, where rage dissolves into sound, where freedom grows without a fight, in steady work, in shared light. Whispering palm leaves, ancient kin, teach return, not retreat. Teach how to rise without burning, how to stand whole, how to stay human. Saw chains and outlived them, so empires dry into dust. They know truth moves quietly, carried by roots, not flags. Breathe. This land remembers your name. Return. You belong to more than fear. The child sleeps inside a promise that calm is not the end but soil. Dreams grow tall, not loud, like palms facing tomorrow. Hold Oh, oh, beneath the sky's soft whisper, she sits in quiet grace, watching the nest sway high in the tree's embrace. Eggs tucked warm in their woven home. Life sleeps in waiting while the wind softly roams. Life moves slow in the rhythm of the tree. Roots and branches dance with the breeze. The cycle turns with patience so deep. In the net, the secrets of life we keep. Her fingers trace the bark where the roots run deep, feeling the pulse of life, so steady, so sweet. The eggs stir gently, a promise to bloom in the heart of the tree. New life will loom. Life moves slow in the rhythm of the trees. Roots and branches dance with the breeze. The cycle turns with patience so deep. In the nest, the secrets of life we keep. With every new branch, every leaf that grows, she sees herself reflected in the life that flows. The tree whispers stories ancient and wise of the roots that connect us under these skies. So she watches and waits, her heart open wide as the birds take flight. On wings they glide, and the nest will be empty, but the cycle will stay. The tree, the nest, the life, they all find their way.
Night opens wide above the field, grass cool beneath the waiting back. A young man lies still in the dark, eyes lifted to a sky alive with blink and hush. Each star holds its place without asking, pinpricks of time scattered patiently. And the world below grows quiet enough to listen. He traces constellations without names, letting questions form and drift away. How far, how long, how many ways? Each light becomes a thought without words. The wind moves gently through the grass, and the field breathes with him, teaching the body how to slow to the pace of night. Stargaze wonder, questions shining without reply. In the wide calm of distant light, the heart learns how to rest, how to rest. He feels the ground hold his weight, steady, generous, unafraid. The sky bends closer in imagination, not pressing, not demanding, only present. thought loosens its grip, and wonder replaces needing to know a softer way of understanding. He closes his eyes and the stars remain behind the lids, patterns turning inward. The vastness folds gently, not shrinking, but fitting, settling into breath and chest until the universe feels intimate, like a calm shared between friends. Stargaze, wonder, return to the truth beyond thought. Breathe the quiet between the lines. Peace expands when the mind lets go. When the mind lets go. Light travels far to arrive softly. Questions do the same. Let them come, let them pass. The field cools further as hours turn to gathering without sound. He opens his eyes once more, stars steady in their patient work. No answers claimed, no certainty held, only a fullness that needs nothing else. When he rises at last, the calm rises with him, carried lightly into the dark. The sky remains vast and unchanged, yet something within us settled, a knowing without edges, a peace wide enough to hold every question and still feel whole. Morning opens along the shoreline, salt light resting on a weathered boat. A grandson sits beside his grandfather, old net spread wide across their knees, twine faded, knots tied but willing. The sea listens quietly as needle meets fiber, as hands remember their work. The grandfather moves slow and sure, fingers guided by years, not haste. He ties a knot, pauses, then speaks of a day long gone. A storm survived, a calm morning earned, a meal shared when the catch was small. Each knot holds a sunrise, he says. Each repair keeps the story afloat. Grandfather's fishing net, woven from time and tide. Every knot a day remembered, every thread a lesson carried forward. The boy listens while learning the pole. Our tension must balance with trust. The net tightens, then loosens, finding its shape again. He feels the rhythm in his shoulders, a quiet weight settling there, not heavy, not urgent, just present, like a name spoken softly. Waves brush the rocks in agreement, seagulls circle without hurry. The grandfather smiles without looking up, knowing the hands beside him are catching more than fish today. Inheritance moves without command, passing through touch, through patience, through shared breath by the sea. Grandfather's fishing net teach
teach the young how days are tied. Return to the truth in the weaving. What we meant together holds us longer. Days not into years, years loosen into memory. What you repair with care will carry you when waters change. The net is whole again, resting easy at their feet. The boy rises, shoulders straighter, feeling the light weight of belonging, fit where it should. The grandfather gathers the net, eyes on the horizon, content in the quiet exchange. As they walk back from the tide, the sea keeps its slow breathing, and the lesson settles deep. Heritage is not a burden, it is a rhythm learned early, a steady hand on the line, guiding you forward while letting you choose where to cast next. Morning breaks in pale gold tone, dew resting heavy on open flowers. A woman stands still at the edge of the field, watching butterflies trace slow circles in the air, their wings catching light, as if learning the day for the first time. Nothing rushes, the world exhales. Petals bend under droplets of night, and the butterflies move with patient grace. Each motion feels intentional, each pause filled with meaning. She feels something loosen inside her chest, a memory of changes that came quietly, without warning, without force. Dawn butterfly dance, teaching the soul how to move again. In fragile wings she finds the truth. Transformation opens when fear steps aside. Ooh. She extends her hand without expectation, finger relaxed, breath slow. One butterfly settles gently on her skin, weightless yet complete. In that touch, she remembers moments when life shifted softly, not through struggle, but through acceptance. She thinks of years that unfolded in silence, of doors that open without sound, of healing that arrived, not as thunder, but as light creeping across the floor. The butterfly lifts and returned again, as if confirming what she already knows. Dawn butterfly dance, remind the heart to trust its pace. Return to the truth beneath the breath. Growth does not hurry, yet it always arrives. Wings do not argue with time. Morning does not explain itself. What changes gently often lasts the longest. The sun climbs higher, dew turning into memory. Butterflies drift back into the open field, their dance complete for now. The woman lowers her hand, carrying a calm that settles deep, like wings folding inside the spirit. She walks forward slowly, not searching, not resisting, just moving with the quiet confidence of something that has learned to open when ready. And in the warmth of the new day, transformation feels less like change and more like returning to a self that was always waiting to unfold. Moonlight settles thick on the old mango tree, silver washing the bark on the waiting ground. A man stands barefoot in the grass, hands raised into shadowed leaves, feeling the weight of ripe fruit, ready to let go. The night listens, patient and kind. One mango drops into his palm, heavy, warm, complete. It feels less like harvest and more like being chosen. He lowers it slowly, breathing in the scent that carries him backward through years softened by distance. Moonlit mango harvest, blessings falling without sound. In the quiet of this hour, the heart remembers how little it needs, how little it needs. He bites into the fruit where he stands, juice running down his wrist, sweetness spreading like a familiar song. Suddenly he is younger, laughing under the same moon, sticky fingers, no urgency waiting beyond tomorrow. The night folds past and present together. Above him, branches sway in approval, leaves whispering old agreements. The tree has seen him change, leave, return, slow down. It gives without question, as it always has, trust in the rhythm of seasons. Moonlit mango harvest, teach the soul to recede again. Return to the truth beneath the sweetness. What is given freely feeds the longest, feeds the longest. Night does not rush the fruit, the tree does not count the years. What ripens in patience arrives exactly on time. He gathers a few more mangoes, placing them gently in a cloth sack. But one is enough for now, enough to fill the moment, enough to quiet the mind as he steps away from the tree. The moon follows him down the path, light resting easy on his shoulders. The taste lingers, not just on his tongue, but in his chest, a reminder that peace once known can always be tasted again, and under the steady watch of the moon. The man walks home slowly, carrying fruit in his hands, and a calm that feels like youth remembered without regret.
Night settles on the small cabin, rain whisper against the roof. A single candle stands at the center, its flame steady then unsure. As family draws close on woven mats, faces soft in borrowed light, listening before any word is spoken. The flame begins its quiet dance, leaning, straightening, leaning again. Shadows stretch across the walls, forming animals, roads, old homes, simple shapes that invite memory. Someone smiles, recognizing a story the light already knows. Candle flicker tale, written in shadow and glow. In this circle of gentle light, we remember how together feels. Wow, together feels. A voice rises low, unhurried, naming the shapes as fables. A fox learning patience, a river choosing its path, a child finding courage without raising a fist. The flame nods with each turn, casting agreement in warm tones. Laughter moves softly through the room, then settles into quiet attention. Hands pass tea from one to another, steam joining the dance. The candle holds them all, keeping time with breath and blink, teaching the night how to slow down. Candle flicker till bind our moments into one. Return to the truth, the light reveals shared stories. Make the dark gentle, make the dark gentle. A small flame can carry many lives. A simple story can hold a family. As the candle shortens, the room grows closer. Shadows soften, stories find their rest. No ending is announced, only a feeling settled and warm that this light will last inside them. They rise one by one, touching shoulders, smiling without reason. The flame gives a final tremble, then steadies again, content in its work. And in the quiet after, memories glow gently, a circle of light
has learned how to sleep. Late afternoon rests on the riverbank, light stretching long across smooth stones. A father kneels beside his son, water slow and glassy at their feet. He selects a flat stone with care, turning it once in his palm, as if listening in to what it wants to do. The boy watches every movement, eyes following the quiet ritual. The father steps forward, arm loose, breath steady, and sends the stone dancing outward. One skip, two, three, until it disappears into the calm. Riverbank stone skip, small touch on a wide waiting world. Every motion leaves a ripple, every choice learns how to travel. Riverbank stone skip, small touch on a wide waiting world. Every motion leaves a ripple, every choice learns how to travel. They watch the circles spread, thin rings widening without sound. To the water, voice slow and patient. Life moves this way, he says. Not always loud, not always fast, but everything you do keeps moving. Long after your hand lets go, the boy picks his own stone, nervous fingers testing its weight. He throws too hard and it sinks at once. The father smiles, nods, and places another stone in his hand, teaching without correction, guiding without force. Riverbank stone skip, echoes carried by calm, return to the truth in the water. Even gentle acts can last a lifetime. Choose your stone, feel the moment, let go without anger. Watch what moves outward from your hand. The sun dips lower, river glowing amber and blue. The boy finally defines the rhythm. The stone skips clean, leaving quiet waves behind. He laughs, and the father feels something settle right where memory forms.
They sit together in the fading light, watching the ripples fade into stillness, knowing the lesson has already landed. Not spoken loudly, not written down, but set gently into motion. And as the river returns to calm, the Father knows the truth will travel from this small bank, from this simple act, into years yet to come, where one day the boy will stand beside another child and let a stone fly into a waiting world.
Twilight settles along the forest path, light thinning into amber and green. A solitary walker moves without hurry, boots sinking into soil, softened by years. Branches brush his skin as he passes, touches like old greetings, remembered by the body before the mind names them. The air cools, carrying resin and leaf, a scent that steadies the pulse. He slows, then stops completely, letting the forest arrive around him. No birds call, no wind insists, only the deep, listening hush that waits beneath every sound. Forest path wander, where answers walk without words. In the quiet between steps, the heart learns how to listen again. He looks down at the ground, leaves layered in gentle decay, each one a season folded into rest. Their shapes speak without language, telling him how endings soften, how weight becomes nourishment, how time teaches by letting go. He kneels, fingers brushing the forest floor, feeling warmth held in cool shade. The path does not push him forward, does not pull him back. It simply holds space in that stillness. Questions loosen, and something like clarity settles in their place. Forest path wander, return to the truth beneath the canopy, where silence gathers meaning. Every fallen leaf becomes a guide. Pause your step, lower your voice. The forest answers when you stop asking loudly. Night begins its slow descent, stars preparing behind the leaves. The walker rises, feeling lighter than when he arrived. No solution shouted, no revelation forced, just a calm understanding carried quietly forward. As he continues along the dimming trail, branches part with familiar ease and leaves cradle his steps. The forest remains behind him unchanged, yet something within has shifted. He walks on knowing this, that answers often wait in the softest places, revealed only to those willing to slow down, stand still, and listen to what silence has been saying all along. Serene settles in the small kitchen, her hand sorting leaves picked from the garden. Mint, lemongrass, a touch of basil, each one known by name and season. She fills the kettle slowly as if water itself prefers patience, and sets it to warm without hurry. Steam rises when the pour begins, curling into shapes that drift and dissolve. The granddaughter watches the air come alive, faces forming, paths opening, stories written and erased in breath. The grandmother smiles, saying the steam remembers the hills where the leaves learned how to grow. Herbal tea steam rising, carrying earth into the room in every breath. A quiet truth, the land still knows how to care for us. Yeah. She pours the tea into 2 cups, amber light pooling at the rim. The scent settles deep and familiar, like a song heard long before learning its words. She speaks of roots and rain, of soil that feeds without asking, of hands that harvest with gratitude, so the body can listen again. The child lifts the cup carefully, feeling warmth travel palm to chest. Each sip arrives gentle, complete, spreading calm through bone and thought. The grandmother nods, explaining that the leaves carry balance, heat for the cold, rest for the tired, memory for the spirit. Herbal tea steam rising, teaching harmony without sound. Return to the truth, and every sip healing begins where earth and breath agree. Leaves hold sunlight, water holds time. Together they warm what words cannot reach. The cups empty slowly, steam thinning into the quiet air. Outside, night settles over the garden, leaves resting after their offering. The granddaughter leans closer, wrapped in warmth that lingers beyond the drink. The grandmother clears the cups, content in the simple exchange. In that small kitchen, body and soul align without effort. The lesson stays, that care can be brewed gently, that the earth gives freely when treated with respect, and that warmth shared across generations has a way of lasting long after the steam has disappeared.